is Fields Auto Group Cubs Pregame Live.
A little chillier, but another gorgeous day on the north side of the greatest city in the world. The Cubs and the Padres play Game 2 of a 3-game weekend set to close out this homestand. And welcome into our Fields Auto Group Cubs Pregame Live. He's Todd Hollandsworth, 96 National League Rookie of the Year. I'm David Kaplan. All right, there was a buzz here yesterday that was palpable. Anyone that was at the game knows what we're talking about. Kris Bryant making his debut. People were excited. He went 0 for 4, played well in the field. What is it like when you make your debut with all that emotion and that hype?
Well, I mean, I didn't even get to do it when I came up with the Los Angeles Dodgers, and there was a bit of a buzz amongst, the guys, in that, young players here, he's got a shot at doing some things at the major league level. I can't even imagine factoring in the fan base, the expectations, the arrival. I mean, I made it there opening day, which was, everybody was excited for the season. For Kris Bryant, it was as if we did opening day all over again. Tell me you didn't feel it. I mean, it was an exciting day. The emotions, the raw emotions that I'm sure he was dealing with, the anticipation, I don't want to let these people down. I don't want to let myself down. I don't want to let my dad down. There's a lot going on, and I got to give him a lot of credit. I mean, he handled himself like a pro, answered the questions at the end of the day like a pro. Today's going to be a lot more comfortable for him. I expect some big things moving forward. But yesterday is probably one of the toughest days of your career.
When you play like that, you go 0 for 4, 3 punch-outs against an elite pitcher who was in the World Series last fall in big game James Shields, but you played well in the field. Do you relax when you first get on the road on Monday? Is that when you really go, whew, I'm away from the fan base, the expectation, or no, today's pretty much better?
It's a great question. I think it goes both ways. I think he's going to be more relaxed today as well, but at the same time, getting out on the road, it removes an awful lot. He's in a position where he's going to take a deep breath today. He's going to sit back. He's going to focus on the game. Yeah, he's going to answer the question. Yes, there will be a buzz, but at the same time, yesterday happened. It's over with. You can't change it. You move on.
All right, third member of our team, as always, is Kelly Crow. Kelly, a new day for Kris Bryant. Let's take it away. Kelly had a chance to be on the field early today.
Yeah, the craziness, the madness, the excitement, it's all subsided a little bit. And just like Todd was talking about, it should feel a little bit more normal. Just his routine, getting here to the field, actually getting some sleep before today's game. And, of course, he said afterwards yesterday that it was a game he will never forget. He was trying to soak up every moment, just from the ovation to the crowd, getting out here and stretching, getting to do it in front of his family. And he said, of course, while I didn't have success at the plate, he did make an impression on the hot corner.
He's fine. He's going to be fine. I was not concerned about any of that. He's facing a pretty good pitcher for his first game. I liked his defense. That was, I'm watching that whole game. He played really well out there, and that was really impressive. To me, that was our bigger concern, because he's going to do that. So the template would be just, handling it properly in the sense that how well he dealt with the day yesterday. And I anticipate he's going to deal with today equally as well.
Brian Stephens, of course, something Theo Epstein had said during spring training he'd like to see him improve on, but believes this is a guy that can stay at third for a long time. That's where he wants to be. He's invested in it, despite the challenges that come with him being 6'5" in that position. Now, the guy he replaced over there, Mike Olt, who's got a broken wrist, remembers what his debut was like and believes we'll see things really kind of fall into place for Kris this afternoon.
You're able to take a deep breath, and especially without sleep. I mean, it's tough to do. But you always remember it, so you cherish it. But I think today will be a much better day for him, and he's going to be able to enjoy it a little bit more than he did probably yesterday. And from there, he's just got to take a deep breath and let his game take over.
Your first game was on the road. Was that easier for you?
I think it's easier because it's in the road, but I think it's a lot more nervous at home because everybody waiting for you, everybody wait for you to do something. I mean, it's not easy, but he's really good baseball player and he'll be all right.
So you hear Starlin Castro talking about his debut on the road. Ideally, Theo said yesterday before Chris Bryant's debut, that's what they would have liked to have done with him as well. But given the circumstances, they needed him here. And if anyone could handle the hype and all the expectations that came with such a day as yesterday, it was Chris Bryant. And guys, I think we know that soon enough, coming at the plate, he will give the fans plenty to cheer about.
All right, thank you very much, Kelly. All right, let's go through his day yesterday. Gets 3 hours of sleep. He's got his family here. He flies in the morning from New Orleans, comes right to the ballpark. There's flash bulbs popping. Everybody's going nuts. They're excited to see him. They all want to see him hit 4 home runs, driving a dozen. Doesn't quite go that way. He's facing an elite arm. Struck out 3 times. They pounded the zone down. And then when he's sitting there thinking, okay, I'm getting a fastball here, another change.
Well, I mean, that's big league pitching. I mean, that's big game James. I mean, he's done that his entire career. James knew going into this, and I'm sure he was aware of what Chris Bryant was all about, the spring training that he had, all the hype. Notice that he walked into Wrigley Field. I'm talking about James Shields here, what was going on, and he preyed on that emotion, that adrenaline that starts to flow through your body. And early in your career, it pumps like nothing else. You have to learn how to harness it and corral it before each and every game. Brett Butler said something to me early in my career that stayed with me. You will have that adrenaline before every game. The day that adrenaline's not there is the day you walk away. It's going to exist. It's going to be there every day. He's going to have to contain it, control it, use it to his his strength and his mind. But, James threw a ton of changeups yesterday, just like you talked about. Balls down in the zone, late movement that fooled Chris. And at the same time, Chris probably expanded the zone a little bit more than he normally would do because of everything else that was going on around him and wanting to satisfy the fans and satisfy his own desire to be great in his first big league ball game.
I thought that his 3rd strikeout, he got halfway through the swing and he was way out front and he went, you could see his eyes like, I can't believe I just did that. It just takes time, right?
Well, he's getting played a little bit, right? That's big league pitching. These guys over here, the pitchers, the guys that have been around, they know what they're doing. They know how to pitch. I've said it so many times to all of our fans who know what I'm talking about here. It's not what you do at the beginning. It's how you survive at the major league level.
And make adjustments.
It's exactly right. It's all about making adjustments. You don't do this anywhere else in the world where, even in the minor leagues, you face guys and they change. Guys come and go. You don't face the same AAA staff over and over and over again, as you build your resume getting here. You're passing guys on the fly. Getting up here is facing James Shields today, facing him a couple weeks from now, and facing everybody else in this division. It'll be the Adam Wainwrights and the Johnny Cuetos over and over and over again. And then you start to get into those personal matchups and those battles that you have every day, and you learn how to succeed.
All right, defensively, Bryant was outstanding.
Yes, he was.
Diving play behind third. He fielded a slow roller. He also turned a double play on a line drive that was hit hard but right at him. So he did not take his bat into the field.
Well, that's a great way to put it, Cap, is that separation right there. If you were concerned about Bryant and the hype and everything else that was going on and looking into yesterday's ball game saying there was a real opportunity, I don't want to say an opportunity is the right word, but if he would have carried his at-bats out on defense, we would have been in an awful lot of trouble, and that would have been something that was very concerning for Joe Madden and the guys. There wasn't. He played stellar defense at third base, made the plays that came his way, made a great diving play down the line on a line drive, showed how how quick his instincts were, turned the double play. Nothing to worry about there. Get the at-bats moving in the right direction. The defense looks good, and this, honestly, I would rather it almost be that way. I know he's going to hit. I did have the questions about the defense.
All right, time for a look at the Cubs lineup for manager Joe Madden, brought to you by the fine people at Wrigleyville Sports. Take a look. You can see Dexter Fowler right back at the top. Jorge Soler in the 2-hole. Rizzo, Bryant, Coughlin, Castro, Montero, Hendricks, and Jonathan Herrera.
Yeah, it's a good lineup. I like it. It's got a lot of balance in it today. You'll see the lefties in there right now. Fowler at the top. He's doing great right now. Getting on base 3 times yesterday. Stole his third base. Hit a double. Doing some really good things. The one thing that I'm kind of picking up on, and it's been going, I know it's still early, but we're getting a little top-heavy. Guys at the top of the lineup are really starting to produce. Guys at the bottom of the lineup got to pick it up a little bit. That's the one thing that I've been noticing, and that kind of goes around baseball, but you want to see it. The kind of team that starts to figure that out the quickest starts to score more runs consistently.
All right, the Padres lineup for their manager, for Buddy Black. And you've got at the top Will Myers hit the big 3-run home run yesterday. Yonder Alonso, Matt Kemp, Justin Upton, Middlebrooks, Jerko, Amarista, Nieves, and Tyson Ross on the bump.
Well, I mean, this is the new look San Diego Padres, and this is what it's been all about. Yeah, we can talk about James Shields yesterday, but it's Kemp, Upton, Middlebrooks, you know, some of the new guys. Myers, he obviously had a big impact yesterday. But again, I do have the same feeling with the Padres. Their offense has been much improved. They're actually top 5 in baseball in a lot of categories. Batting average, on-base percentage, slugging percentage, which is a change for the Padres. They have not been up there, so they can score some runs. They can put it together. They've got some power in the middle of this lineup. But again, dealing with some of the things I just talked about with the Cubbies, a lot of that damage and those damage makers are at the top of this lineup. The guys at the bottom, they have to start pulling their weight as well for the Padres.
All right, let's take a look at our Comcast business report. How about new additions for the San Diego Padres? Will Myers, 333. He's got 7 RBIs, 9 runs scored. Matt Kemp and Justin Upton, all 3 hitting over 300 and really helping spark this offense.
Yeah, 4 homers, 21 RBIs. 21 RBIs is about 46% of the RBIs that this team has driven in its entirety. So you know how much impact that they're having. They're in the spots in the lineup they are for a very good reason. Your 3-4 spot, your leadoff spot. Interesting. I will say this about Will Myers, and Joe Madden knows him. It's his former player. How his world has changed. I mean, he was a right fielder, middle of the lineup bat. Now he's a leadoff hitter and a center fielder. Interesting. Had a big day yesterday, capitalized on a pitch that went his way and made the Cubbies pay.
All right, got to take our first time out here in our Fields Auto Group Cubs pregame live. Cubs and Pods coming up here from Wrigley Field. Kyle Hendricks makes his first start. We'll hear from him. Pregame live continues here on CSN.
Sports Authority is proud to be the official sporting goods retailer of the Chicago Cubs. Sports Authority, all things sporting good.
Out here, there are no cheat codes, no avatars, no magic stars. This does not require an operating system or a username or password. And there will not be better versions of these games coming out next year. There's nothing like the good of sport. This spring, shop the brands you love, plus thousands of items on sale now. Sports Authority, all things sporting good.
Right now, you can get 2 Arby's Euros for just $6. That's a euro for the hand that does stuff well, and a euro for the hand that tries, but can't. Arby's, we have the meats.
See Fields first.
It's not about the numbers, it's about the customer experience. The employees buy into it and they enjoy it, so you can tell that whole service trickles down to the staff, how they feel about customers, so they really value everyone.
It's what we do, including our amenities program, which is absolutely free and includes free car washes and loaners.
It separates Fields from some of the other dealerships, and I will not go anywhere else.
For Fields Auto Group locations, go to fieldsauto.com. Then see Fields first.
Choosing from the $4 menu is not for the indecisive. Incredible values await. Behold the original double steak burger meal, the taco salad and chili cheese footlong meals, the garlic double steak burger meal.
What's that sound, Master?
Kung Fu elbow. Try it.
The $4 menu, where all meals are under $4 at Steak and Shake.
This Cubs injury report is brought to you by ATI Physical Therapy. Taking physical therapy to a higher level. Ask your doctor about ATI Physical Therapy. Get there.
Well, yesterday Dexter Fowler hit a ball that was lost in the ivy. Today, Davey Martinez went and fished that baseball out of the ivy. Looks like it grew hair. Interesting stuff. Chris Bryant seeing it all on his first day as a Chicago Cubs Major League player. Welcome back to our Fields Auto Group Cubs pregame live. I'm David Kaplan. He is Todd Hollinsworth. Time to take a look at today's pitching matchup for the Cubs. Right-hander Kyle Hendricks, who was okay in his first start against the Rockies, looking to improve upon that on a pretty good day to pitch. A little chill in the air, and the wind is blowing in towards the right field line, but coming in pretty dramatically against Tyson Ross.
Well, I think he's got a real advantage here. I mean, you look at the San Diego Padres lineup, they got a lot of right-handed sticks, a lot of right-handed power. I walked in today, man, it is chilly, and it's blowing straight in from left. Advantage, Kyle Hendricks. If he makes it stand up, that's what he's got to do. Use that fastball command. You saw a lot of it in Colorado. Start to work in that changeup just a little bit more. Work it at the bottom of the strike zone. Stay aggressive, throw strikes. But I think there's an opportunity for him to have a real good day today because the San Diego Padres, for the most part, are a very right-handed, power-dominant type team. And with that being said, you know, you can challenge these guys because we know how this field plays when the wind's blowing in.
Yeah, you see that wind as it blows towards the first base line.
Right.
Okay, as a right-hand hitter, how do you approach the game today? Same swing? Because it's going to take a cannon shot to get one out.
Well, without saying too much, I mean, I don't want to play the hand here, but if I were a right-handed hitter going up against Kyle Hendricks today and, you know, his velocity and his changeup, I got to keep that in the back of my mind. And again, there's not a lot of history here between Kyle Hendricks and the San Diego Padres. Only a collection of 9 at-bats between the entire team. I think there's 2 for 9 out there. But the point is, I would probably try to really keep my hands inside the ball, use the middle part of the field, let the ball fly a little bit to right. But again, because he's not throwing so hard, I can guard against that changeup just a little bit, but that would be my attack.
All right, we know what you think about Hendricks. How about Ross?
Well, Tyson Ross, he's a 2-pitch pitcher, and that's kind of the interesting thing about it. In today's day and age, we talk so much about high velocity and lots of secondary pitches. He's a fastball slider guy. That's what you're going to see. He's got a real good slider. It's a vertical slider. Kind of acts like a slurve almost, top to bottom. You know, he'll move a little left to right, but not much. I mean, his last start, he struck out 8 guys. 6 of the 8 came on that slider. 93, 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Throws the 2-seamer, is aggressive. Keep your eye on the walks, though. He's walked 7 guys in his first 2 starts, even though he's 1-0 with a 3.7. This is a big guy that they're counting on big things from this year. Really established himself last year. So expecting big things. But again, those 7 walks stood out to me, and we'll see where he's at today.
Well, it should be an interesting day to pitch. Certainly a better day to pitch than yesterday was when we saw a couple balls fly out of the yard. Now, Cubs felt like they were squeezed a bit by the home plate umpire. Thought the 2 pitches should have been called strikes. The next pitch, both left the ballpark. Cubs lose 5-4. We'll talk about it. It also led to the ejection for the first time as Cubs manager of Joe Madden. That's all next, right here on our Fields Auto Group Cubs Pregame Live.
Chicago's favorite spot for prime steaks, the freshest seafood, and world-famous Florida stone crab. Come on down to Joe's.
If you want to succeed in business, mistakes are a luxury you can't afford. That's why I recommend fast, reliable Comcast Business Internet. They know what businesses need, and there's a no-mistake guarantee. If you don't like it, you have 30 days to call and get your money back. With Comcast Business Internet, you literally can't mook a mistake. I meant to say that.
Switch today and get the no-mistake guarantee. Comcast Business. Built for business.
The Fantasy Sports Hall of Fame presents former accountant Derek Bradley. DraftKings One Day Fantasy Baseball took him from a guy with holes in his underpants to a guy with bikini models in them.
How do they do it?
DraftKings.com. They have one-day games, so you're not locked in. It's like a new season every time you play. And best of all, you could win a shipload of money.
Play with DraftKings, the official daily fantasy partner of MLB. Play with promo code HIT and get free entry in our daily contest. Get to DraftKings.com.
Honda's the only company ever to win both the Indy 500
and a Supercross Racing Championship.
They were also the first to come up with this. The Honda Dream Garage Sales Event, where you can get great deals on almost everything Honda makes, including the sporty Civic, named best value in its class.
Get great deals on Civics right now.
The Honda Dream Garage Sales Event. Get a dream deal on a Civic with standard rear view camera. Now, at your Honda dealer.
Homeowner Protection Services can help save your home. We specialize in foreclosure assistance, and that's all we do. If you're behind on your mortgage payments, being threatened with foreclosure, have been denied a loan modification, or been the victim of a predatory loan, it's critical that you call Homeowner Protection Services now. Homeowner Protection Services has a network of attorneys, and our agents are available to speak to you now. New laws are in effect that may save your home. So call Homeowner Protection Services now.
We went to a hospital and they told us. I had neuroblastoma, T-cell lymphoblastic non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Sick. I had to have 5 surgeries. Do my second transplant. I still go back, but I'm done with chemo. It's not easy to go through this stuff. I wish nobody in the world had cancer. I'm not going to let it beat me.
The Cubs page on CSNChicago.com.
All right, chilly day, but a sunny day. Should be a nice crowd on hand. Welcome back to our Fields Auto Group Cubs pregame live. Cap and Holly with you. All right, yesterday, it's a 2-0 lead for the Cubs. Jason Hamill makes what he thinks is an outstanding pitch to end the inning. Instead, he doesn't get the call. Will Middlebrooks takes him out to right field. The next pitch, ball game tied at 2. Right. Now the Cubs add to their lead. It's 4-2. You got Will Myers up, and a pitch that is absolutely a no-doubter in my book. The first one was close, but this one, no doubter that it is strike 3 from Brian Schlitter. The next one, he throws right dead red. Will Myers hits it out to center. 3-run jack. Cubs lose. How do you, as a player, deal with strike zones that have no consistency for either team day to day?
Well, you try not to get too caught up in it. You know, I really believe that you got to put it on your manager, your coaches to defend what's going on inside of a ball game. If you get wrapped up in it, it will affect you. And how do you not walk out of yesterday's ball game and feel like we were a little affected by it? You know, I go back to the Schlitter pitch, you know, which was center cut, 95 miles an hour, and Will Myers didn't miss it. You know, you're in a position where you can't let that beat you. You're not going to go back. Arguing with the umpires sometimes doesn't change the call. It never did, and that's a lesson I learned very early in my career, as frustrated as I would get, you know, with the size of the strike zone or pitches that were being called. You know, there's never going back in baseball. If you've noticed, we can complain all we want, but you've never seen an umpire go, you're right, I'm going to make that a ball. It's not the way it works. So you have to be able to move on, refocus, and know that, you know what, a mistake can't follow just because you got it wrong. You've got to bear down. You've got to make those pitches in those spots. And as a hitter, listen, if you've got to defend an awful strike zone, find a way to defend an awful strike zone. It's not fun. Listen, you're going to complain about it an awful lot, but it is what it is what, as far as we used to say. And, you know, you're in a position where you got to let Joe Maddon, you got to let the coaches do the fighting for you. Get out there. Let them, as he did yesterday, let them know about it.
All right, speaking of Joe Maddon, first ejection as Cubs manager. He was none too pleased after the second home run, the Will Myers bomb that ends up winning the ball game. How does that affect or impact the team when they see their manager out there fighting?
Well, I love it because, again, everything that I just told you was a description of the relationship between your players and your manager of what goes on in the ball game. I mean, you're going to do the plays that, you know, if he wants a hit and run, execute a hit and run. There's communication all the while, but more times than not, the relationship is really, if we get into a situation where we're not getting calls, we need for you to, you know, be our guy and to back us up. And Joe Maddon did that. He's always done that. He's great at it, and you're going to see it. Lou Piniella was great at that as well. That's what you have to have. You feel like you're all pulling in the same direction. There's certain battles you can fight as a player. There's others that you can't, that your manager has to fight for you, and you saw it yesterday.
Do you look at the way the strike zone is called? One year you'll hear it's top of the knees to the armpits. Then they'll say we're going to squeeze it. This umpire has a low strike. That has a high strike. Do you ever see baseball coming to some way of having a uniform strike zone with lasers used, whatever it takes, to make sure the calls are right?
That's going to be a tough one. I mean, that's basically the elimination of umpires altogether. I mean, if you're going to go down that road and ask for perfection, then, you know, you might as well make the entire thing automated. And I don't think that's ever going to happen. And I don't think it's in the best interest of the game of baseball. I understand it. I know that we, at times, feel like things didn't go our way and we got a tough loss because the umpire did something to us or called it wrong.
Work out.
Absolutely. You know that's what you've got to believe, is that they're out there trying to do their best. I mean, they're held accountable now. They're graded. You don't want to get it wrong, but I mean, human error is always part of this. And it unfortunately went against the Cubs' way yesterday. You know, hopefully it does today. Maybe, you know, I always believe that, you know, if an umpire stuck it to me a couple times, that at some point down the road he was going to give me a call that was going to go my way.
The other thing you do have to tip your cap to is Will Middlebrooks and Will Myers. Yeah, they got a break maybe on a call, but when they had the opportunity, the next pitch,
they made good on it.
Out of the
That's exactly right. And that's exactly what you have to do as a player. If you get one, make it stand up. Make good on it, and they both did yesterday.
All right, we got to take a timeout. Come back. We've got Holly's keys to a Cubs victory today and our key performers. That's all next, right here on Fields Auto Group. Cubs, Pregame Live.
It's only a muffin, freshly baked in store. And just one bite will have you wanting more. New freshly baked cranberry orange double chocolate and blueberry McCafe muffins. Now a small McCafe coffee and any muffin is only $2.29.
There's parallel parking. Or there's parking that's unparalleled. And 2 miles per gallon difference may not seem like much until you have to walk it. Now more than ever, reliability is an American thing. Drive the all-new Chrysler 200 during the Chrysler Awards Season event. Well-qualified lessees get a low-mileage lease on 200 Limited for $199 a month or purchase and get these cash allowances.
Paintings of cats?
I sell antique cameras.
I sell mufflers.
Cellos.
Surfboards.
Stemware. It's odd.
Beautiful.
It has an unusual shape.
I have no idea how to pack this.
Wow. I need help.
I need experts.
It's fragile. Can you be trusted?
The UPS store pack and ship guarantee. We pack it, we ship it, we guarantee it.
So if anything happens to this,
we'll take care of it.
I love logistics.
We pack it, we ship it, we guarantee it at the UPS store.
The first hybrid in America, a Honda. The first to meet the Clean Air Act standards, a Honda. And now we're the first to do something else, the Honda Dream Garage Sales Event. Right now you can get an amazing deal on a Honda Accord, named a 2015 IIHS Top Safety Pick.
The Honda Dream Garage Sales Event. Get a dream deal on an Accord with standard rearview camera. Now at your Honda dealer.
One good reason to have the hot and spicy McChicken sandwich is that it's only $1.29. But if you need another reason, here's 129 more. The perfectly spiced hot and spicy McChicken is only $1.29. Find more to love on the McDonald's Dollar Menu and more.
All right, time for Todd Hollandsworth's keys to a Cubs victory. Holly?
All righty, boys, let's get it done today. All right, deep breath. I'm kind of talking a little Chris Bryant here and just kind of the atmosphere that was in the stadium yesterday. You know, it was a little over the top. Felt like a second.
Now it's business.
Right, now it's back to business. And I really do hope for Chris Bryant's sake that, you know, the focus comes back. He kind of calmed the nerves. There's no doubt in my mind he's going to be better today. I'm not predicting results. I just think it's going to be a better atmosphere for this Cubs team as they, again, welcome in their top prospect and get used to him being around all the time. It's going to be a better flow to the game today, and I think you're going to see better stuff from Chris Bryant. All right, number 2, fastball command / second pitch. And kind of what I'm talking about here, both guys going today have great secondary pitches. You know, we talked about Kyle Hendricks' changeup. We talked about Tyson Ross's slider. Both, you know, their fastball command is so very important. We talk about the wind blowing in today. But for these guys, both of them to be good today, in fact, their secondary pitches have to be good. And I think to Hendricks and that changeup, getting it in there, he threw an awful lot of fastballs in Colorado. That changeup's going to be a big part of it today, especially with all of the right-handed hitters that are in the San Diego Padres lineup. The last one's going to be the lefties. It's the one thing that's really stood out in attacking Tyson Ross so far this year is that lefties have hit .308 against him. I know it's only been a couple of ball games. He's really good. As I said, he's a two-pitch guy, but we're stacked with lefties in this lineup. I really think there's a good opportunity, especially with the wind blowing in from left field, for our lefties, Anthony Rizzo, Fowler, Coughlin, guys at the top of this lineup to do some damage today. Hopefully they get it done.
All right, time for our key performers. I won our first one of the year, so I'll get to go first, and I'm going to take Chris Bryant.
Makes
I think
sense.
now he got a good night's sleep, got a good dinner, and now he comes to the ballpark, and now it's business. The show stuff is over. Now he's just the Cubs' third baseman.
Well, I'm going to go with Chris Coughlin. I just talked about the lefties being important today. I think he's going to have some big at-bats. He joined us on the pregame show last game, and I think he actually threw a perfect day out there. That was against, who was he perfect against? It was just the other day.
Oh, he was 8 for 8.
Mike Leake, right. Mike Leake, right. That was the day he jumped on the show. So I'm thinking, I just saw Chris. He's going to be swinging the bat today. So that's my guy. I'm going to go with Chris Coughlin. I got to catch up to you. You're already up 1-0. You got a big day from Soler.
Big, huge day from Jorge Soler, who will hit in the 2 spot today. Again, the pitching matchup will be Kyle Hendricks against Tyson Ross. The homestand will conclude tomorrow, and then Monday, Holly and I will be back with you. The Cubs and the Pirates in Pittsburgh. First road trip for Chris Bryant, so he's getting all the firsts out of the way.
Right, hopefully his first hit today.
All right, hopefully his first hit. We're going to send it off to the great play-by-play team of Len Casper and Jim DeShays. Holly and I will be back with your post-game show. I'll have some in-game updates for you, and don't forget, Bulls play later tonight on CSN. Well, here is Len Casper.
All right, Cap, Holly, thanks very much. JD, it was interesting yesterday. Every step Chris Bryant took, there were about 15 cameras following his every move. But I noticed today everybody kind of left him alone. So that stark contrast tells you a lot about the baseball season, doesn't it?
Yeah, yesterday was a big event. Today's just another day at the ballpark, and hopefully Chris Bryant can settle in and start to produce like we expect him to. It's not going to be easy. Tyson Ross pitches for San Diego today. He's really, really tough. And Andrew Kashner goes tomorrow. But let's take a look back at Chris Bryant's day yesterday. James Shields kind of took him to school in his very first at-bat, struck him out on 3 pitches. It all started, though, with a big bear hug from his dad, Mike. A great moment before BP. And there's the at-bat I referenced with Shields out there just struggling with that changeup. And he's not the only one. Shields really, really good. That changeup among the best in baseball.
Seemed like Chris handled it well after the game, understanding that it was just one game. He had a very good day defensively at third base. But I also kind of like the fact that Joe Madden just stuck him into that 4 spot in his first game. And he didn't quite match what Starlin Castro did back in 2010 and Baez and Soler did in their debuts last year. But this game is all about the long haul, and the Cubs have 153 left.
Yeah, and I think it was fun to watch him play defense yesterday because there's no question this kid's going to hit. Everybody knows he's going to be a very good, productive major league hitter. There are some questions about the glove, but yesterday really, really good in the field.
Well, you heard Cap and Holly just talk about Kyle Hendricks. That changeup will be a very important pitch for him today. Yesterday, Kelly Krall had a chance to sit down with the Cubs starter.
Thanks a lot, guys. Here with Kyle Hendricks before his second start of the season against the San Diego Padres. Kyle, after the last time out, why don't you go through some of the things you're really hoping to work on this week going into the game?
Yeah, going into this game, my 2 bullpens, during my last start, my mechanics were just a little off. Feel wasn't quite there, so me and Boz in these 2 bullpens, just trying to get that feel back, get those mechanics back in line, and both the pens were really good. Got a lot of good work in, so hopefully I can get back down the zone and get that movement I usually have.
Absolutely. How excited are you to be doing it at Wrigley this time around? I mean, you had to start the season on the road, so it's got to feel good to be at home.
Exactly. This is where I love to pitch, in front of the home fans. Who doesn't? So this is the place to do it. Last year, my first start was on the road after I came up and then got to pitch here, and, the atmosphere here is amazing, so I'm looking forward to it.
I don't know how much you got to see of what the Padres did in the offseason. They look a lot different than they did a year ago. What stands out to you when you look at their lineup now?
They got a good lineup, I can tell you that. A lot of good hitters, a lot of good power hitters in that lineup, and all you can do with those guys, you got to keep the ball down, keep the ball on the ground, and keep it in the ballpark, and that's all I'm going to try and do, keep the team in the game.
And well, very last thing, I know coming off of the Colorado outing, one of the things, you felt like a couple cheap hits here or there. When you're out on the mound, I know we've heard some of the other starters talk about it, specifically Jake Arrieta, mentioning that part of his growth was really understanding how to deal with those emotions on the mound and get yourself back to where mentally you need to be to make that next pitch, regardless of what just happened. Do you feel yourself getting to where that's maybe your next step, is kind of how to grind that out? I know you think through the game anyway as it is, but do you feel like maybe that's a step you're trying to, I don't know, learn this season?
100%. I think as a pitcher, what you're always striving for is just to focus on the next pitch at all times. I mean, you need to take information from the last pitch, once you get the ball back and all that, but once you get back on the mound, you're focusing on the next pitch and task at hand. So I think for pitchers, that's what we're always trying to get better at and focus on, because, you can get lost out there a little bit. Mentally, there's a lot going on, so you just got to be able to slow the game down and stay in the moment.
Yeah, long game, right?
Exactly.
Well, Kyle, best of luck in your second start of the season.
Thank you very much.
There you go, guys. Kyle Hendricks.
And we continue to ramp up to the first pitch today, Hendricks and Ross. And we'll hear from Cubs manager Joe Madden when we return to Wrigley Field.
Cubs Pregame Live is presented by Fields Auto Group. Fields matters because you matter. See Fields first. FieldsAuto.com.
I think it's the Fields family, frankly. I think they get it. They understand what it takes to make people happy.
It's what we do, including our amenities program, which is absolutely free and includes free car washes and loaners. Fields matters because you matter.
They employ that every day at every level, in the sales, in the service, in the coffee bar, everywhere you go within the Fields organization. They make you feel like you matter.
For Fields Auto Group locations, go to FieldsAuto.com.
The Fantasy Sports Hall of Fame presents former accountant Derek Bradley. DraftKings One Day Fantasy Baseball took him from a guy with holes in his underpants to a guy with bikini models in them.
How do they do it?
DraftKings.com. They have one-day games, so you're not locked in. It's like a new season every time you play. And best of all, you could win a shipload of money. Play with DraftKings, the official daily fantasy partner of MLB. Play with promo code HIT and get free entry in our daily contest. Get to DraftKings.com.
With the dog as a partner, I've got to be up on my voice commands. That's why Xfinity's new voice remote is perfect for me. Find cop shows. I just say it and I see it. Finding my shows has never been easier. Watch Top Chef.
The new X1 voice remote from Xfinity is coming soon. Perfect for people who want entertainment the easy.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Hi, I'm Dan Roche at Roche Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, inviting you to my Crazy Day sales event. I've gone crazy and ordered too many cars and trucks. My craziness, your gain. I've got 9 acres of over 900 cars and trucks on the ground, and that's just crazy. Rows and rows of ProMasters, Rams, Jeeps, and more. Get factory rebates, crazy savings, big discounts. Hurry in because they're going like crazy at Roche Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram.
On Grand Avenue in Elmhurst, Bensenville.
Sportsnet Central every night at 6:30, 10, 10:30, and midnight.
Welcome back to the ballpark. The Cubs hosting the Padres in the middle game of this weekend series. The Cubs have one of the younger rosters now in the National League, and manager Joe Madden was asked about how he relates to the younger players.
Well, I'm only like 35 or so, so it's kind of like I feel like I'm on the same wavelength with a lot of these guys. I always felt, it's not, when you talk about as you get older, it's really not about the age difference. It's about remaining contemporary. Jimmy Reese was a coach for the Angels and was Babe Ruth's roommate at one time. And when I was with the Angels, Jimmy was probably the most popular coach there because he remained contemporary. You could talk to him about anything, and his humor was good. So I think sometimes with the people don't understand about when you talk about generation gaps or whatever, or age gaps, it's probably incumbent upon the older person to remain contemporary in the sense to understand what's going on with the younger person. So it's pretty easy for me. I got 5 grandchildren and 2 kids, and plus I really haven't matured yet. So I kind of like these conversations, and especially with a guy like him because he's so bright. And quite frankly, we haven't had a lot of conversation because he's one of those guys you don't have to really mess with a whole lot.
You have a lot of highly accomplished young players on this team. With all the attention given to Chris Bryant, is there any necessity to sort of massage the egos of the other guys and say, look, you're very important to us as well?
Well, the other guys have been, to this point, I think, really good and understanding of all that. They've been really encouraging to the younger players. I'm talking about the veterans specifically. They've been fabulous, actually. I think they get it. I mean, when they came, a lot of them came here during the wintertime. They knew that this was going to be kind of like this, and that part of their role would be to help bring these guys along, and they have. Our veterans have been fabulous. I've been really impressed with them.
But you've got some young guys, too, the 25-year-olds who are talking about Castro and
right. Well, they're
Soler, obviously.
Sure, and I'd like to, I want to hope or believe that it permits them to just go play. Just understand it permits you to just go play. You're being deflected in a sense by a younger player, when normally that's going to be by an older player. So. To this point, though, I've not noticed anything but good.
So we're set. It's the Cubs hosting the San Diego Padres. We'll have Game 2 of this series coming up on Comcast Sportsnet.
This award season, the red carpet has shades of green. The spotlight shines all day. And the best four-wheeler of the year lets you go where others can't. So you end up with the best seats in the house. The 2015 Jeep Award Season event. Well-qualified lessees get a low-mileage lease on the 2015 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo for $299 a month.
Choosing from the $4 menu is not for the indecisive. Incredible values await. Behold the original double steak burger meal, the taco salad and chili cheese footlong meals, the garlic double steak burger meal.
What's that sound, Master?
Kung Fu elbow. Try it.
The $4 menu, where all meals are under $4 at Steak and Shake.
I sell paintings of cats.
I sell antique cameras.
I sell mufflers, cellos, surfboard, stemware. It's odd.
Beautiful.
It has an unusual shape.
I have no idea how to pack this.
Wow. We need help.
I need experts. It's fragile. Can you be trusted?
The UPS store pack and ship guarantee. We pack it, we ship it, we guarantee it.
So if anything happens to this,
we'll take care of it.
I love logistics.
We pack it, we ship it, we guarantee it at the UPS store.
If you want to succeed in business, mistakes are a luxury you can't afford. That's why I recommend fast, reliable Comcast Business Internet. They know what businesses need, and there's a no-mistake guarantee. If you don't like it, you have 30 days to call and get your money back. With Comcast Business Internet, you literally can't mook 'em a stick. I meant to say that.
Switch today and get the no-mistake guarantee. Comcast Business, built for business.
Nissan Rogue. With blind spot warning, a round view monitor, and intuitive all-wheel drive. Choose Rogue just $219 per month or get 0% APR for up to 60 months. Innovation that excites. Rogue, from the most fuel-efficient lineup in America. Shop ChooseNissan.com.
Clear skies and cool temperatures. We've got a north wind today as the Cubs host the San Diego Padres. Cubs baseball here on Comcast Sportsnet as the Northsiders try to even up this weekend series. All bundled up in the booth today, Jim DeShays and Len Casper. We talked yesterday about the Padres' busy offseason, and a couple of their newcomers had a big part in their win on Friday.
Yeah, Kemp and Upton are grabbing the headlines, but they were not the headline grabbers in the ball game yesterday. It was a couple of wills willing their team to victory. When there's a will, they're away. Throw in whatever cliche you want. Will Middlebrooks hit a home run, and then Will Myers hit a huge 3-run home run in the 7th. The Cubs bullpen has been very dependable, but yesterday they did not get the job done as Myers took Brian Schlitter deep.
It should be a good day to pitch with the wind blowing in, and a couple of interesting guys. An all-star from last year, Tyson Ross, and Kyle Hendricks, who got his first career win against these Padres last year.
Yeah, a breakout year for Ross last year, a 13-game winner, an all-star, career-high 11 strikeouts in his start against the Cubs here last season at Wrigley Field. Kyle Hendricks Sunday at Colorado, 4 1/3 allowed, 5 runs. He was really good against the Padres in this ballpark last year as well.
Cubs are 2-2 on the homestand, and a lot of excitement yesterday as Chris Bryant made his major league debut. Unfortunately, it came in a loss. Joe Maddon with his first ejection as the Cubs manager, and you never want to trail these Padres going to the 9th facing Craig Kimbrell. Game 2 coming up next.
Check the facts on the 2015 Hyundai Sonata. Fact, it's got a 5-star overall safety rating from the NHTSA. Fact, it's packed with next-gen safety features like lane departure warning and class-exclusive amenities like a hands-free smart trunk. Fact, with the Blue Link app, you can start it and send directions to your nav right from your iPhone or Android device. And fact, now you can lease the Sonata for $161 a month or get the Sonata Hybrid with $4,000 bonus cash plus $1,000 valued owner program. Visit buyhyundai.com.
Hi, this is Dean Collins of Gerald Kia in North Aurora. There's a new way of car buying at the all-new Gerald Kia of North Aurora. Not only were we voted #1 in the Midwest for customer satisfaction, but we also have the largest Kia inventory in Chicagoland, which means it's easy to drive home today in the vehicle of your choice. Plus, our inventory is backed by the Gerald exclusive lifetime warranty. That's unlimited time, unlimited miles, anywhere in the United States. The all-new Gerald Kia of North Aurora at I-88 Orchard Road. Gerald Kia is always a better deal, I guarantee it.
Last week, Petey put on his little red hat and grabbed his shovel to plant his new tree. But Petey forgot one thing. He didn't contact Julie and took out the neighbor's cable lines. So they missed the big game. They're not happy with Petey anymore. He should have contacted Julie 2 business days before he started by simply calling 811 or going online at IllinoisOneCall.com. It's a free service. Don't be a Petey.
Cubs baseball on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you in part by your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, through it all. AT&T Uverse. Find out what's possible with AT&T. Call 1-800-PIG-ATT, mobilizing your world. Ford. Check out America's freshest lineup at your local Ford store or at localfordstores.com. And by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com.
The famous corner of Clark and Addison here in Chicago. Blue sky is generally above, and the sun is out, but it has cooled off considerably. Maybe a little bit more than sweatshirt weather. Bill Welke will work home plate. James Hoy. Ahoy! Ahoy, James! Over at first. John Hirschbeck, the crew chief, is at second. Sam Holbrook is at third. Well, Joe Maddon was quick to add, look, it was not a good pitch. We got to execute a pitch as Brian Schlitter gave up the game-winning home run. But I think what really stung is the Cubs felt like Jason Hamill and Brian Schlitter both made good pitches to possibly end those key at-bats before the home runs.
Yeah, that one, the one Schlitter just threw clearly on the plate, down around the bottom of the knees. They didn't get the call, and then Brian left a pitch up in the strike zone. Was hit into the seats for a 3-run home run, and that just really got Maddon's goat. He felt like all 5 runs came after bad calls by Sam Holbrook, the home plate umpire, and he just wanted to go out and make his case, stand up for his guys. After the game, he said, no, it's not on the umpires. I didn't like the call, but we still have to execute pitches after missed calls we don't agree with. And that just did not happen in the ball game yesterday. Good game. Cubs had a chance to tie it up in the 9th off Kimbrell. Tough 1-run loss.
Well, there's certain days when the wind shifts. It doesn't blow that much. But today the wind is blowing in, especially from left and left center. And this is a kind of day where you might want to keep on an eye on that scoreboard out in left center and see if maybe it knocks down some of that wind. And they always tell you keep the ball low, hit line drives on days like this. So we'll see how the renovated ballpark will play. Now the Padres Southwest starting lineup. Will Myers with that big home run yesterday, and you see he's red hot. Alonso moves up in the lineup and plays first, batting second. Kemp, Upton, who had his first hitless game of the year yesterday. Middlebrooks will bat fifth. Jed Jerko in the sixth spot. Alexei Amarista is the shortstop. Wilnie Avis with just his second start of the season. And Tyson Ross, last year an all-star, will bat ninth.
Cubs defensively set up this afternoon, much like they did yesterday. The one difference being Miguel Montero gets to start behind the plate. So it's Coughlin, Fowler, Soler left, center, right. Bryant, Castro, Herrera, Rizzo third to first. And Kyle Hendricks, the Lexus pursuing perfection starting pitcher for the Cubs this afternoon. One start in Colorado. Got ambushed in the second inning, gave up a 4 spot in that inning. So 4 1/3 innings, 8 hits, a walk, 3 strikeouts, looking to get things turned around here. And boy, he was awfully good last year and really good here at Wrigley Field. He was 4-1 with a 1.99 ERA in his home ballpark.
Of a slow start to his season in that we're almost 2 weeks in and this is only his second start. That's because of 2 factors. The Cubs have had a plethora of off days. Joe Madden and Chris Bosio have decided to use all 5 starters here early on. So Hendricks making this start on extra rest after he did the same in his first outing. There's a brave young man with the short sleeves today.
There's some short pants.
So here we go. Will Myers against Kyle Hendricks.
Kyle Hendricks pitched a dandy against the Padres last year. In just his second start, 7 shutout innings of work. But give you a sense of how much turnover there's been with the Padres. There's only a couple of guys still on this Padre team, position players that were on that team last year.
Fastball at 90 to get us started, and it is a strike. Myers 3 hits, including the game-winning 3-run homer yesterday. Playing center field for the Padres. He started his career as a catcher in the Royals chain. Strike 2.
You know, in terms of his body type, he draws some comparisons to Dale Murphy, the former 2-time MVP, and Murphy started as a catcher too before moving to center field. He's got the broad shoulders, lean and strong.
.43 degrees and the north wind pretty strong at 19 miles an hour. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Some people wear blankets, other people wear towels.
Towels and electric heaters.
Some broadcasters will do anything to stay warm. Oh, Bryant boots it, and Myers is aboard. A routine bouncer to third.
That's one of the issues with Bryant. He's so tall. A little longer to go to get some of those ground balls that stay down. And he's got to work harder than many to get low. Mr. Dave, really, really good.
We'll bring up Yonder Alonso. 0 for 2 yesterday, but he did walk twice and scored a run from the 5th spot. Moved up to hit second today. Slide step in the pitch, and that's past Bryant, who was playing off the line. Myers makes a turn. Here's the throw there by Coughlin, and Myers out by a mile. An overly aggressive Will Myers runs into an out.
And Alonso not fast enough to get into scoring position himself, so double play in order. Myers makes a cardinal mistake. First out at third base. And plays right in front of him, too. Can't pin that one on the third base coach.
You know, Chris Bryant saying thank you very much. A nice throw by Coughlin. That's one of those plays for a left fielder. and you don't want to think about it as it's happening, but it's just don't make a bad throw, right? You don't need a great throw.
Right, it's not a long throw. Yep.
Now Matt Kemp. Strike call.
Kemp's off to a good start. He has not gone deep yet. You see the other numbers very good. 333 average.
He's always been a good April hitter. First 9 years of his career spent with the Dodgers. His best season. Then he thought he should have won the MVP. He finished as the runner-up to Ryan Braun in 2011. That year, Kemp hit .324 with 39 home runs in 126. The only question mark throughout Kemp's career is health. When he's been healthy, he's been terrific.
Really good in the second half of last year. Hit 17 home runs after the All-Star game, most in the National League. 9 of those in September.
That ball driven a ton, deep to left, and gone. Into the new concrete, and it's 2-0. And as we said, the wind is blowing in from the north, but that ball wasn't hit that high. And had the wind not been blowing in, that ball would have ended up on the street.
So indeed, he does get his first home run here of the year, and this Kyle Hendricks catching way too much of the plate. Now you can get in on Kemp. He's long and very strong. You can get in on his hands, but middle in over the plate, he's very dangerous. It's your Ford home run replay and an early 2-0 lead for the Pods.
So the Padres have scored all their runs on 3 home runs in this series. One and one the count on Justin Upton. It's one of those rare ball clubs, JD, where I think the offense, they like wearing the road grays, right? Probably would rather swing the bat anywhere but their home ballpark. Especially guys who like to hit it out of the yard.
Yeah, Petco Park, one of the toughest hitters parks in all of baseball. I mean, the conditions are always good there. I mean, it's comfortable. The weather's great, but ball doesn't carry. It's a big yard.
Off the end of the bat and in the air to right. And Soler makes the catch. Upton 0 for 5 to start this series after a season opening 10-game hitting streak, although he did hit the ball hard a few times yesterday. 2 outs. And it's Middlebrooks. He homered yesterday. Sinker for a strike.
Curveball there from Hendricks. It's 2 and 4 seam fastballs. He'll cut it with an outstanding changeup. And we just saw the curveball. That can be an effective weapon for him as well. The
5 runs Hendricks allowed in his first start last weekend, the most he's given up as a big leaguer. That's only 14 starts. This is number 15 today. 2-run homer, Matt Kemp, and the Cubs are coming up.
Since 1971, what's made us different has made us great. We invented low fares and made sure bags fly free. And now our bold new look puts our heart front and center for everyone to see. Others follow the pack, we'll follow our heart. Because at Southwest, bold is in our blood.
Right now, you can get 2 Arby's Euros for just $6. That's a euro for the hand that does stuff well. and €1 for the hand that tries but can't. Arby's, we have the meats.
Hi, everybody. It's Pat Hughes from Binny's Beverage Depot. What an amazing starting lineup. I'm looking out at over 2,500 beers, and the prices, they are the guaranteed lowest on every bottle every day. If you can't find it at Binny's, it's probably not worth drinking.
Running out of space? We can help you with a mortgage or a home equity loan for something bigger and better. BMO Harris Bank. We're here to help.
If today's Cubs leadoff man gets a hit, Binny's Beverage Depot will donate $100 to Make-A-Wish, Illinois. Now the Cubs Southwest starting lineup, Dexter Fowler is that Cubs leadoff man. 3 hits in the ball game yesterday. Soler, Rizzo, Bryant. Chris Coughlin hitting 5th. Starlin Castro in the 6th spot. Miguel Montero back at the plate for Kyle Hendricks hitting 8th. And Jonathan Herrera still in that lineup playing second base. This is his 6th consecutive start. 2 different defensive positions. Tall, lanky Tyson Ross, a man with a nasty slider and a fastball for a strike to start the bottom of the first.
Alexis pursuing perfection, starting pitcher for the Pods. Yeah, Tyson Ross, boy, up tall, very upright in his delivery. 2-seam fastball at 94 miles an hour and a wipeout slider. Gets a lot of swings and misses on his slider. Only 2 starts this year, 1-0 with a 375. Taking no time between pitches.
Nope. From Northern California, went to Cal Berkeley. I have to point out something pretty cool. Even though Ross is not from here today, he is hosting a group of Special Olympic kids from Amandla Charter High School today. It's on the south side of the city in the Englewood neighborhood. First year the school has a baseball team. Good job, Tyson Ross. Fowler, I mentioned 3 hits yesterday, including 1 off Craig Kimbrell in the 9th inning to keep the Cubs alive, and then he stole second as he swings and misses and strikes out here.
Padres defensively this afternoon. Billy Black had a pretty steady group he's going to rely on this year. Upton, Myers, and Kemp cover the outfield. Middlebrooks, Almarista, Jerko, Alonso on the infield. And Will Nieves, the backup catcher, gets the starting assignment today for Ross.
Soler cuts and misses.
Ross last year 195 and 2/3 innings, 195 strikeouts. He allowed only 13 home runs. So he's got that good combination of swing and miss stuff, and when it gets put on play, a lot of times it's a ground ball.
Padres thumped the Cubs 13-3 here on July 24th of last year, and he found a career best 11, and he's already struck out 100% of the batters he's faced 2 here today.
That's a pretty good strikeout rate. And there again, it's a slider, and he does have a changeup, but he doesn't use it that often. His approach is very simple. He just has really good stuff and good movement. No advantage for left-handed hitters against him. League hit .230 against him. Righties .231, lefties .230.
It's early in the season, but just kind of digging into the numbers of Anthony Rizzo on Baseball Reference. His on-base percentage is .462, as you see. And he did not pull the bat back in time. 0-2. His walk rate 18%. That's really good. His strikeout rate down early, 15.4%. So while he only has 1 home run, he's been getting on base a ton.
Yeah, he's been hitting the ball hard, hitting it on a line. There was a good chunk of last year where his strikeout rate and walk rate was pretty much identical. Wasn't able to maintain that over the full season, but for a slugger, I mean, he's a complete package. Looks for average, works walks.
The thing you really like about a player like Rizzo, and it's the Joey Votto thing, is that even when he's not hitting, he's still getting on base. A lot of value in that.
Watch out. Well, and especially now with Bryant joining the club, a guy who everybody expects to be a big run producer, an ability to get on base in front of him becomes even more important. Or more valuable, I guess I should say.
Right.
Out.
Going to add, Rizzo really crowds the plate, as we know, and he's been hit by a bunch of pitches. He's not intimidated, is he? He hasn't backed one millimeter off the plate.
He shows disdain from time to time when they hit him. But yeah, they haven't pushed him off the plate. Tried the change up there. Rizzo not biting.
Bryant on deck. Kemp with a 2-run homer in the top of this first inning. This battle continues. Jose Abreu has hit a grand slam for the White Sox. They're pounding the Tigers early. They're in the 4th inning. It's 10-1. Detroit a winner yesterday. We'll keep you posted on all the other matinee action. A fair amount of games under the sunshine today.
Dropped a 9 spot on Anibal Sanchez. Ross is pulling out the bag of tricks here. He's trying everything. This one was a 95-mile-an-hour sinker. Rizzo able to get a piece and stay alive. So that's number 9. 10th pitch. That was number 10. Here comes the 11th pitch of this at bat.
And a base hit in the left. So this one goes to 11 and results in a solid single. And here comes Chris Bryant.
Just a great at bat. Even if he made an out, it was a great at bat, making roster all those pitches.
Well, day 2.
Magical mystery tour.
0 for 4, 3 strikeouts. Solid defense yesterday. Maybe he'll flip the script today. Made an error in the top of the inning. Cut and a miss on that slider. I didn't mention it because we had a million things going on yesterday. There were a couple of at-bats where the crowd was on its feet and a couple of pitches came and it was dead silent. It's almost like the NFL team driving in the red zone. The quarterback wants silence. A lot of oohing and eyeing.
Yeah, he's going to, 5 plate appearances into his big league career here, so take it with a grain of salt. But the key is for him is just going to be a little bit more patient and force these pitchers into the strike zone. And that's what he did in the minor leagues, and I expect he will do it here as well.
He's off that pitch. Well, they intentionally walked Rizzo to get to Chris yesterday, and major league teams are going to do that. I don't care if a guy hits 700 in 3 years of minor league ball. You need to prove it at this level. That's number one. Number two, they're not going to throw you a strike if you swing at everything out of the zone.
I see Nieves setting up off that outside corner again. I think, pitching 101 would tell you after those sliders away that you might try fastball in and try to jam him. But I think their thinking is more in line of, well, he keeps chasing that slider, so we're just going to keep throwing it.
Rizzo takes off. That ball bounced in front of the plate, and Anthony will have a stolen base.
.31 steals, 10 caught with Ross on the mound last year. Good heads up play by Rizzo with Bryant behind in the count. Good time to gamble a little bit, and it pays off.
Two balls, two strikes. And the pitch is inside, 3-2. Chris Coghlan waits on deck.
I got to believe he's going to go back to that slider.
And he does, and Bryant lays off. So he's on base for the first time, and one of the biggest ovations you'll ever hear for a first inning walk that doesn't score a run.
There's a love affair here for Chris Bryant at Wrigley Field. And I think a lot of that is just, recognizing what they're going to try to do with him. So a lot of off-speed stuff yesterday. Saw the good sliders early in that sequence from Ross.
Two on for Chris Coghlan. Line drive caught by Will Myers as he tumbles and hangs on. Cubs strand a couple, and it's 2-0 Padres after an inning.
Honda developed the first fuel-injected motorcycle?
The world's first omnidirectional personal mobility device. We even made rear-view cameras standard on every 2015 Honda vehicle. But I'm here to introduce one of our greatest innovations yet. The Honda Dream Garage sales event with great deals on almost everything we make right now. So go, you've got a garage to fill.
The Honda Dream Garage sales event. Get a dream deal on an Odyssey with standard rear view camera. Now at your Honda dealer.
I am totally blind, and sometimes I struggle to sleep at night and stay awake during the day. This is called non-24.
Learn more by calling 844-824-2424 or visit your24info.com.
Welcome to Subway. What can I make for you?
How about something from our new Mediterranean collection? Tender chicken or steak with feta cheese, cucumbers, black olives, and a creamy tzatziki sauce. Hurry in today.
Subway. Eat fresh.
SMR indicator to helium.
And there they are, 57 million miles from Earth.
How does it look? Here I go. Roger.
Now he's exited the module, and we are one step from Mars.
1201.
Never miss a moment. Uverse has more live TV channels on the go than cable.
Welcome back here to the north side. Cubs trailing 2-0 here in the second inning. Chris Bryant making his way back out to third after taking his first major league walk. And this day's been a lot different already. Just the routine of getting to the ballpark and, of course, actually getting some sleep. But having talked to both Starlin Castro and Mike Olt about the day after their debut, they said that's really what happens. He finally gets to take a breath, settle in, and let his game take over. It might take some time, but that's what it's all about. And Castro went on to say, for him, his debut being on the road in Cincinnati, it took a lot of weight off his shoulders not having to do that here in front of the home crowd. And guys, we're seeing Bryant everything expectations of this crowd already.
Kelly, thank you. Jed Jerko wishing it was yesterday. That would have been a home run on any day but today, I think.
Got under it a little bit.
To hang with him, Jed. Would have better timing. But you're right. See the difference. You know, Kemp obviously pulled his ball and was on a lower trajectory. Cut through that wind. Jerko, high fly ball straight away center field.
Side. Amarista.
Amarista, a little guy with a little man's game. He slaps the ball, hits the ball on the ground. So the Cubs really shorten up in the outfield for him.
Ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah,
change up.
You know, thinking about Chris Bryant and making his debut yesterday, and Kelly referenced Castro and his debut. And Castro obviously was a top flight prospect, but Bryant, man, the hype around him, it's, I guess Bryce Harper would be the only comparable.
Yep. Strike 3 called, number 2.
I don't think Mike Trout didn't have that kind of buzz around him, did he?
Strasburg.
Yeah, Strasburg. Yep.
You know, that was pretty big. I think just with technology and Twitter, and you mentioned, you know, all the scouting services, and we just know so much more about minor league prospects now than ever before that it's really hard to compare.
Yeah, that's right. When Strasburg made his debut with the Nats, it was referred to as a Strasmus.
And this was a Christmas with a K, right?
Somebody said, well, the time we was in the minor leagues were the 12 days of Christmas with an MISS.
Will Nieves signed with the Padres way back in 1995. Tim Fedorovich, who would have probably been the backup to start the year, is on the DL after knee surgery. So Nieves back with the Pods, getting his second start. Eric Norris has had a lion's share of the time back there, including yesterday. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So a good second after a rocky first for Kyle Hendricks.
It's only a muffin, freshly baked in store. And just one bite will have you wanting more. New freshly baked cranberry orange double chocolate and blueberry McCafe muffins. Now a small McCafe coffee and any muffin is only $2.29.
Let's get this started. Push harder, run faster, get stronger. Throw on our jerseys and head north. Paint the red line blue. Maybe play 2. It's a brand new day. So let's ditch the ketchup and pour on the mustard. It's time to turn this corner. The winds are shifting. Your 2015 Chicago Cubs. Let's go. Get tickets at Cubs.com.
Oh, new Corolla.
Looks fun.
Fun? It's got Bluetooth connectivity, an Entune audio system, and even voice recognition.
Cool.
So how about a test drive?
Yeah.
Woohoo!
I thought I was gonna drive. She's in the zone.
Woo!
Get 0% APR financing on an exciting new 2015 Corolla or lease Corolla for just $169 a month.
It all starts at Toyota. Let's go places!
One good reason to have the hot and spicy McChicken sandwich is that it's only $1.29. But if you need another reason, here's 129 more. The perfectly spiced hot and spicy McChicken is only $1.29. Find more to love on the McDonald's Dollar Menu and more.
Today at 5, the NBA playoffs tip off on CSN as the Bulls battle the Bucks in an exciting Game 1 matchup. Join Neil and Stacy for the hometown call right here on CSN Chicago.
Padres lead 2-0 and Matt Kemp's first inning home run. Happy Saturday, everybody.
And everybody got their car washed, ran their errands, do whatever you're going to do on a Saturday, and settle in and watch some hardball.
We're worried about some rain tomorrow, but let's hope we We dodge it. As Andrew Kashner slated to face John Lester to finish off the homestand. And a strike on Starlin Castro. So going into this plate appearance, 3,218 trips to the plate, make it 3,219 for Castro, and a leadoff single here to start the bottom of the second. All but 5 of these at-bats in his major league career have come as a shortstop. He's had 5 pinch hit appearances. People may not remember, JD, that while he played mostly shortstop in the minor leagues, he also played a little second, little third, some first base, and a very small amount of the outfield too.
That goes back to the point you often make. If you can play shortstop, you can play just about anywhere on the baseball field.
You're probably doing a guy a disservice by not having him at least try another spot in the minors, and the Cubs really believe in that. If for no other reason than you find out a guy can't play a position, you know, single A or double A, and you go, hey, you know, you're a shortstop, try center field. Ooh, that didn't work out well. Okay, never mind. Or, yeah, there's something there, maybe down the road. Keep it in the back of our mind.
If you end up, well, the Cubs are in that position now. They have so much middle infield depth. It's nice to have options to be able to move guys around. They've got Addison Russell playing some second base down at Iowa. A guy that everybody figures is going to be an everyday shortstop, but he spent some time at second base when he first gets to the big leagues.
One and two on Montero. He's very familiar with this Padres club, even though they have made changes, and they're familiar with him, the former Arizona Diamondback.
And he's had 18 at-bats against Tyson Ross. He's 4 out of 18.
Check on Castro. Dives back in safely.
Everybody else in the Cubs lineup has seen him more than 5 times. Didn't have to be.
Called strike 3.
I'm not saying it wasn't. I'm just saying it didn't have to be.
Well, whenever you see a catcher reach that much, it's hard to get that call. The Cubs pitchers at the plate. We know Travis Wood can hit. John Lester has not picked up a hit yet, but some good swings. Jason Hamill has 3 hits. Kyle Hendricks 1 for 2 with an RBI and a run in his first start. Jake Arrieta, good athlete.
And Jason Hamill, one that's really surprised me so far, had the 2-hit game in Colorado. Doubled yesterday. Then his next at bat, he had another deep drive out towards left center. Chatting with him a little bit today during pitcher's BP, and I said, you got to be careful. You don't want to do that too often. They're going to figure out they're going to start spinning the ball on you.
Bunted foul, and that's a strikeout number 4 for Ross. Hey, Cub fans, let's go. The Chicago Cubs look to make some noise this year here at beautiful Wrigley Field. One more tomorrow afternoon against these Padres. And tickets are still available at Cubs.com. Come on out. Great matchup, as we mentioned. Kashner and Lester. Sharply hit grounder right to Amarista. He'll take it to the bag unassisted. Cubs waste the leadoff single by Castro and trail 2-0 after 2.
The Nissan Rogue. With blind spot warning, a round view monitor, and intuitive all-wheel drive. Choose Rogue just $219 per month or get 0% APR for up to 60 months. Innovation that excites. Rogue, from the most fuel-efficient lineup in America. Shop ChooseNissan.com.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced, or descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs.
This Wednesday through Sunday, only at National Tire and Battery's Spring Savings Event. Buy 2 tires, get 2 tires free instantly when you purchase our Value Installation Package. A complete way to take care of your new tires. Get name brands like Goodyear, Continental, Pirelli, and more. Buy 2 tires, get 2 free instantly. This Wednesday through Sunday only, and only at National Tire and Battery. That's all you need.
There's no place like home.
Getting home safely is just a click away. But making sure your child is in the right seat is just one of the steps down the road to safer travels.
I don't know how it works.
Find the right seat for your little one's age and size.
We know what you told us.
There's no better way to get home safely. Know for sure that your child is in the right seat. Get all the facts at safercar.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Zip the Score. We head to the third. The Cubs baseball summer camps presented by ATI Physical Therapy offer children ages 5 to 13 the ultimate major league experience during 1-week sessions in the Chicago area. Suit up in Cubs gear, meet a current Cub player, plus receive top-notch baseball instruction. First camp kicks off in Lake Forest on June 22nd. Cubs.com/camps to sign up.
Underway in the third. Pitch was hack. Yeah, in a good spot to hit it, and Ross only able to foul it back. 9-1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3.
3 in a row as Hendricks has hit his stride here. And that's not atypical for a pitcher to struggle in the first inning before settling in, especially a command guy like Hendricks.
Here's Myers. You play with Kevin Bass, not Randy Bass, right?
Correct.
Okay. You know the story about Randy Bass in Japan?
I know he went to Japan, hit a bunch of home runs.
Yes, he did. Yesterday marked the 30-year anniversary of a big day in Japan, and he was a part of it. He and 2 Hanshin Tigers went back-to-back against the Yomiuri Giants, April 17th, 1985. So Bass returned there yesterday. He's now 61 years old. And that was a season. He was on pace to break the all-time single-season record in Japan. Sadaharu Oh at 55. Bass ended up hitting 54 the last game of the season. And I think Oh was the manager, right, of the Giants. All they did is intentionally walk him.
Yeah, they weren't going to let him break Oh's record. Oh certainly wasn't going to let him break his record.
No. Fly ball hit well to left. Coughlin going after it, and he's got it. Well, that ball gets by, and Myers probably has a triple. 2 outs in the inning.
Based on the way he ran the bases in the first inning, he certainly would have tried for 3. Seven in a row retired by Hendricks after the Kemp home run.
Tigers did win the Japan Series title that year in '85, but they have not won since.
Tom Selleck went over there and had a pretty good year, didn't he?
I think you're right. is up and in. Did you see this story? Tanner Scheppers on a rehab assignment ended up getting suspended or ejected and suspended.
Yeah, I did not. What happened?
He was on a rehab assignment with the AA Frisco Rough Riders. And I guess somebody must have thrown at his team, so he threw at somebody else. Have you ever heard of a guy on a rehab assignment?
Never.
Getting ejected?
Never. So he's been suspended by the Texas League, or is he suspended? That doesn't affect him as a major league player, does it?
No, only if he's back in that league. I'm not sure what the ultimate punishment was. But standing up for his teammates as Hendricks with a quiet third.
Ford is taking the EcoBoost Challenge all across America.
Ford has really stepped up.
Check out Fusion and find out why Ford is the brand more people buy and buy again.
I like the grill and the sexy look to it.
EPA estimated 37 miles per gallon on the highway.
Are you serious?
Fusion is amazing.
My opinion of Ford has dramatically changed.
Take the EcoBoost Challenge at your Ford dealer and get a Fusion with 0 for 60 plus 1,000 cash back plus $750 competitive owner cash or lease for only $179 a month.
Taking the hassle out of yard work just got even easier during the Echo National Sales Event. Get a pro-grade Echo trimmer or handheld blower for only $149.99 and get the popular SRM 225 for under $200. But hurry, unlike your yard work, these deals will be gone before you know it.
Right now, you can get 2 Arby's Euros for just $6. That's a euro for the hand that does stuff well, and a euro for the hand that tries, but can't. Arby's, we have the meat.
With the dog as a partner, I've got to be up on my voice commands. That's why Xfinity's new voice remote is perfect for me. Find cop shows. I just say it and I see it. Finding my shows has never been easier. Watch Top Chef. The new X1 voice remote from Xfinity is coming soon. Perfect for people who want entertainment the easy way.
Patrick Mooney, our Cubs insider all season long on Comcast Sportsnet, brought to you by nationwide agent Jeff Vukovich. Visit Jeff at jeffvuk.com. Nationwide is on your side. CSNchicago.com with all your Cubs daily coverage as Dexter Fowler takes a strike. For Tyson Ross, 2 innings, 4 strikeouts, no runs.
Not able to get anybody to chase that changeup yet. Doesn't mean you stop throwing it, though. Just plant that seed in the hitter's mind. Let them know you've got that pitch. Three-1, doesn't want to walk Fowler. He should be willing to attack a big part of home plate with a 2-seam fastball here in all likelihood.
He hit it right at Middlebrooks, who didn't have to move.
Yeah, Fowler's good down there, too. A little of that ball down and out away from him a little bit. He hits hard the other way, unfortunately for him. Middlebrooks perfectly positioned.
Here's Soler with 1 away. I kind of know the answer, but I'm going to ask anyway. Do you remember ... Whenever I do that to you, the answer is usually no, I don't. Did we not talk about A-Rod during a spring training broadcast, and we kind of made general predictions on whether he would be any good this year? Do you recall saying, I don't know, and me saying I think he's going to be really good?
I think I said he'll hit some home runs.
Okay.
And he'd have a hard time staying healthy.
Okay, that's fair.
But yeah, I don't. Yeah, I was non-committal.
Okay. I wasn't committal, but I feel like I said I thought he would have a bit. Well, he's off to a great start. He had 2 homers yesterday. He's got 4 in 10 games, and he's hitting .344. And the question is, will that continue? So he's going to pass Willie Mays sooner than later. He's only a couple of homers behind him now. .658. Cut and a miss, 2-2.
Can't really see Solaire's eyes there with the Bazooka Joe thing he's got going on. But if I could, they would be mystified because that was a 96-mile-an-hour sinker that dropped off the table like a split finger pitch.
There's a lot of movement on Ross's pitches. When A-Rod passes Mays, he'll jump into 4th place on the all-time home run list. Called strike 3.
Carving up the Cubs here much as he did last summer when he struck out 11. He's got 5 punch-outs now. He catches Soler looking at a come-on-back 2-seam fastball that settles over the outside corner. I understand why Soler wouldn't offer it that. Borderline pitch, but a great pitcher's pitch.
There is a point where you throw too hard. You can't have that much movement on your 2-seam fastball because it doesn't have enough time to change lanes like that.
Good change
going on, doesn't he?
There's a changeup that nobody had offered at. He tried on first offering there to Rizzo. Got him to chase. And now the challenge, I think one of the things the Cubs hitters are going to have to do is maybe step out a little bit on him. I know they're trying to speed the game up, and that's not allowed. But try to do something to disrupt his tempo.
Rolled right to Alonso to end the inning. After 3, 2-zip Padres.
Try living off the straight and narrow.
Not the vast frozen plains or a wall of mountains. Nothing would get between him and what he was after. Some called him obsessed. We call him Mr. Coors. And the pure Rocky Mountain water he hunted down is still used to brew the beer that bears his name. Coors, the banquet beer.
T-Mobile is breaking the rules of wireless. The world is yours. And the Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge is breaking the rules of design. Can't get your hands on it because you're locked down by a carrier? Break free. Go and take it. T-Mobile will pay every penny of your switching fees. Get ahead of the curve and get your hands on the Galaxy S6 Edge for $0 down at T-Mobile today.
The web is full of stories and sources. When it comes to your Chicago squads, you can bet CSNChicago.com is bringing you the facts. From Chicago, for Chicago, CSNChicago.com.
Welcome back to another ball game. Top of the 4th. Come to the game tomorrow. Bring the whole family. Let the kids run the bases. The first 1,000 kids 13 and younger will be allowed on the field to run. For more information, visit Cubs.com/Sundays.
The man who hit the 2-run homer in the first inning, Matt Kemp, for our Xfinity high-speed action. Not where Kyle Hendricks wanted it, exactly where Matt Kemp liked it.
Third batter of the ball game. The game started. Myers reaching out an error. And Alonso singled. Myers was thrown out at third by Chris Coughlin. Then the mistake to Kemp. But Kyle Hendricks has been Kyle Hendricks pretty much since then. Locked in with that fastball command. Not allowed a base runner since the home run.
Answer foul. Cardinals lead the Reds 2-0 as they play the fourth inning in St. Louis. Jason Hayward is homered. It is Homer Bailey in his season debut off the DL against Carlos Martinez. Johnny Cueto took the loss last night. He's 0-2. So here's one thing to remember about these first 2 weeks of the season. All right. Joaquin Benoit is 3-0. Johnny Cueto and John Lester are a combined, what, 0-3? 0-4?
Yeah, that sounds right.
0-3. That probably won't continue.
No, and Cueto was really good his first couple of starts. And, 7 innings of 4-run baseball yesterday. Struck out 10, walked 1. So, pretty good stuff for Cueto. Walker pitched for St. Louis yesterday.
Skip to the shortstop. Castro throws out Kemp. 1 away. So since that home run by Kemp in the first inning, Hendricks is not allowed a base runner. It's 9 in a row retired.
4 punch outs, couple ground balls, couple fly balls. Jerko hit his ball deep to center field, but we got it going on right now. We start Upton with a changeup. A little cut changeup that he throws that moves away from a right-handed hitter. Very few guys can execute that pitch. There it is again.
Yep.
In and out. Yeah. Off the plate one direction, off the plate the other side. He's going to try to add a little fastball away. Whoop, overthrew it, got away with it. The command of the soft stuff will induce some bad swings at the fastball for Hendricks.
Oh, look out. As the bat fortunately hit the screen and did not helicopter into the crowd. So a very jagged, sharp, broken in.
And it was just a great pitch, and he shook Montero off twice to get to that pitch, and that's a great example of a young pitcher knowing what he wants to do. Montero, veteran, he's got a game plan back there as well, but Hendricks felt like he had Upton set up to get in on him, and indeed he did. He broke his weapon. What do you want to throw, kid? Ooh, good execution.
There's a cutter. 3-2. Foul tip, strike 3.
Tomorrow after Game 3 between the Hawks and the Predators, be sure to flip over to CSN for the best hockey coverage in town on Blackhawks Postgame Live, presented by Hawk 4. Immediately following the game on CSN Chicago.
Scott Darling has been announced as the Game 3 starter in net.
So good out of the pen in Game 1.
Scott Darling, by the way, a huge Cub fan. Got a Cub logo on his mask. Hendricks starting to settle in. He's trailing 2-0 in the fourth.
Since 1971, what's made us different has made us great. We invented low fares and made sure bags fly free. And now our bold new look puts our heart front and center for everyone to see. Others follow the pack, we'll follow our heart. Because at Southwest, bold is in our blood.
Protect your home investment with residential steel roofing from Menards. Residential steel roofing saves you money since the panels can be installed over existing shingles, saving big on shingle disposal fees and decreasing installation time. Residential steel roofing also reflects heat to reduce your energy bill, and steel panels protect from hail, extreme winds, and fire damage. With Menards' 31 color choices and 2 great types of panels, residential steel roofing provides the last roof you'll ever buy. Stop in today.
Save big money at Menards.
Who says desirable can't also be responsible? With 46 standard safety features, the Lexus RX is proof that fun can be good for you. Lease the all-wheel drive 2015 RX 350 for $399 a month for 36 months. See your Lexus dealer.
Hey, Clark, the official team mascot of the Cubs, can be part of your next gathering, from charity events and wedding receptions to birthday parties and grand openings. Clark wants to be a part of it. Email him directly, clark@cubs.com, or go to cubs.com/Clark for more info on how to book him for your special event.
Baby's like, stop fussing with me. Trying to watch Bryant hit.
From 0-2 to a walk in his first plate appearance. Bangs that one off the shin guard of the catcher, Nieves. 2-0 Padres, bottom of the fourth. Cubs at 5-4, Pods at 7-4. Ross gets a sign from Nieves. The pitch, swing and a miss. Power slider at 88, 1-2. Run it full again. Bryant last year at 43 home runs to lead the minor leagues. Minor League Player of the Year in the Cubs organization. Minor League Player of the Year in all of organized baseball, according to USA Today and Baseball America. Wind is going to push that one into the upper deck.
Bit behind that fastball, understandably, with the Ross slider to contend with. Hard to cheat on the heater.
The pitch, ball 4, just off the inside corner. So 2 walks for Tyson Ross today, both against Bryant.
Well, that's the thing about Bryant. He did, he had a pretty high strikeout rate as a minor leaguer, so you figured that's going to go even higher as a big leaguer. But to go along with the strikeouts, he also had a very high walk rate in the minor leagues.
And he takes off for second. Coughlin with a bounding ball to Jerko, and his only play is first.
Joe Madden, he likes the hit and run play. He likes to start base runners, especially when you got a guy like Ross on the mound who does get a lot of ground balls. You'd rather see Chris Bryant just go ahead and slide into second base on that play instead of staying up. You're never sure where that throw is going to go. A good clean slide is better than being upright and then having to hit the brakes or slide late because they try to make a play on you.
A couple of chances here to knock him in. Ball one on Castro. Singled into center to lead off the second.
That's the other part of Bryant's game, and we'll see how it plays out at the big league level, but he can steal the occasional base in the minor leagues. He's a very good athlete. Stole 15 bases last year between AA and AAA.
One and two. Ross turns 28 in 4 days. 6'5", 230.
Originally drafted by the A's. Second round pick, and he didn't really distinguish himself. You look at his minor league numbers, they don't really jump out at you. In 2012 with Oakland, he was 2-11 with a 6.5 ERA. That winter, he was traded to San Diego and clearly figured something out.
Castro chases, and he's out.
Feeling that a whole lot bad. Castro was he was guessing wrong. He was looking slider and took a couple fastballs in the zone, and then swing and miss on the slider. Ultimately here for strike three. It's that lane changer you talk about. Starts on the outside corner and then dips out of the zone.
So they'll intentionally walk Montero with Hendricks on deck. Yeah, I think it was just kind of honing in on that slider that really changed things once he got to the Padres.
Made a commitment to the two-seam fastball too, and Darren Balsley, the pitching coach for the Padres, has a really good reputation. That he was traded along with A.J. Kirby Jones for left-handed pitcher Andrew Werner and infielder Andy Perino. Perino's been in the big leagues some. He's kind of a utility infield type. You see the breakout year for Tyson last year, an all-star, a 13-win campaign, a 2.81 ERA.
Hendricks hits a bouncer to short, and the throw goes to second. They force Montero, and that will end the inning. Still 2-zip Padres.
The first hybrid in America, a Honda. The first to meet the Clean Air Act standards, a Honda. And now we're the first to do something else, the Honda Dream Garage Sales Event. Right now you can get an amazing deal on a Honda Accord, named a 2015 IIHS Top Safety Pick.
The Honda Dream Garage Sales Event. Get a dream deal on an Accord with standard rearview camera. Now at your Honda.
Hi, this is Dean Collins of Gerald Kia in North Aurora. There's a new way of car buying at the all-new Gerald Kia of North Aurora. Not only were we voted #1 in the Midwest for customer satisfaction, But we also have the largest Kia inventory in Chicagoland, which means it's easy to drive home today in the vehicle of your choice. Plus, our inventory is backed by the Gerald exclusive lifetime warranty. That's unlimited time, unlimited miles, anywhere in the United States. The all-new Gerald Kia of North Aurora at I-88 Orchard Road. Gerald Kia is always a better deal, I guarantee it.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
The Cubs page on CSNChicago.com.
Welcome back. We roll on into the fifth. Padres 2, Cubs no score. Get a behind-the-scenes look at beautiful Wrigley Field. The Cubs offer 90-minute guided tours that include a chance to step on the field. This must-see Chicago attraction houses over 100 years of history. For more information, visit Cubs.com/tours.
Still 2-0 as we get into the top of the fifth. Another milestone reached for young Mike Trout last night. A couple of homers in the Angels win over Houston, and he's now the youngest player ever to get to 100 homers and 100 steals. 23 years, 253 days. The aforementioned Alex Rodriguez had the previous record.
Yeah, well, there's nothing he can't do on a baseball field. Mr. Trout. Speed, power, tremendous defender.
I'm trying to think of guys we would have identified at age 22, maybe even 21, who we would have said that's a Hall of Famer, barring some catastrophic injury.
Well,
he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Right? He just keeps playing.
Yep.
I guess maybe Ken Griffey Jr. Barry Bonds.
A-Rod.
Even though Bonds obviously isn't in yet.
Well,
did we say that about Dwight Gooden, even though he's not a Hall of Famer?
Yeah, well, I think, you know, because pitchers is so hard to predict the health part of it.
Yeah.
But certainly had Hall of Fame pedigree. Young Dwight Gooden. Unbelievable.
2-2 now on Jed Jerko. Drives one out into deep left center. Coghlan, Fowler, and it's the center fielder Fowler on the track for the out.
Couple loud outs for Jerko today. Straight away center, and this one more towards left center. Too much air under those deep drives.
Another surefire Hall of Famer celebrating his 32nd birthday today, Miguel Cabrera.
Yeah, it didn't take him long to figure it out either.
No, it didn't. Much of a celebration for him today, as we mentioned, his team getting blown out right now by the White Sox.
I don't know how old he was when he first came to the big leagues, but Cesar Cedeno was a guy that had that speed power combination, drew comparisons to Willie Mays when he first came into the league.
So I guess the lesson is there have been a lot of guys on that track, and it hasn't happened.
Yeah.
But I feel like Mike Trout's a good bet.
Yes. Yeah, I don't see, again, it's just a catastrophic injury. Run into a wall, shatter his leg or something, and never be the same guy. That would be the only thing that would derail him.
Strike three called on the inside. All of a sudden, Hendricks cruising here.
The professor. slicing and dicing this Padre lineup. I guess he's not the professor, he's the Vegematic. He can even make julienne fries. Every pitch with a purpose. When he misses, it's usually just barely. The Fighting Phillies lead the Nationals 4-3 today in Washington. Ian Desmond has made his 8th error.
It's a rough start.
11th, 12th ball game.
Max Scherzer got his first win as a National last night. Phillies trying to snap a 6-game skid. That is 4 straight 1, 2, 3 frames for Hendricks.
Let's get this started. Push harder, run faster, get stronger. Throw on our jerseys and head north. Paint the red line blue. Maybe play two. It's a brand new day. So let's ditch the ketchup and pour on the mustard. It's time to turn this corner. The winds are shifting. Your 2015 Chicago Cubs. Let's go. Get tickets at Cubs.com.
Try friending the way it was meant to be. The weekend is just the beginning. So start now at the Bass Pro Shops Workender event and sale with great deals throughout the store. Plus free demos, social hour, and great prizes April 24th and 25th.
Right now, you can get 2 Arby's Euros for just $6. That's a euro for the hand that does stuff well, and a euro for the hand that tries, but can't. Arby's, we have the meats.
You're finally here. Long way from the Sandlot. First game in the majors? You don't know ARP, because this family is enjoying a cross-country baseball stadium trip they planned online at AARP Travel. It's where your journey begins with inspiration, planning, booking, and hot travel tips from real pros. If you don't think seize the trip when you think AARP, then you don't know ARP. Find more surprising possibilities and get to know us at aarp.org/possibilities.
Hi, I'm David Kaplan with a Coors Light Cold Hard Facts Sportsnet Central update. Bulls basketball today here on Comcast Sportsnet. Mark Chanowski pregame starts our coverage at 5 o'clock. And the Predators will be in Chicago. Scott Darling gets to start net. And no Shea Weber, one of the top defensemen in the NHL, out, did not travel with Preds to the Windy City. Now let's go back to Len and JD at Wrigley.
Cap, thank you. Tyson Ross and Kyle Hendricks have both been very good. Ross has been a little better as he carries a 2-0 lead here to the bottom of the 5th, and a strike. Jonathan Herrera checking out the action on Clark and Addison. Roll toward right and past a diving Jerko. That second leadoff hitter in the 9 spot. Herrera with a leadoff hit.
Sounds like some kind of an exotic bird, a diving Jerko.
Something you'd see in the Galapagos.
A face full of dirt for Jerko and a leadoff knock for Herrera. 3rd hit of the day for the Cubs.
Top of the order now with Fowler. Inside for ball 1.